You can talk every time that you want. Okay, let me start. We started numerical solution, linear algebra, about remember some memorize about triangle matrix and Gauss elimination and three trivial operation that don't change the solution. We talk about how many operations we have in use Gauss elimination and solving triangular system. Now we are going to we are going to some problem. Yes, we have some problem in Gauss elimination. اشکالات روش حذفی گاوس. First of all, A11 or A11 in step 1 or A22 in step 1 or A33 step 2 and someone else be 0 or little in absolute mode. صفر یا کوچک بودن از نظر قدر مطلق عضو محوری. This is a problem of Gauss elimination. Two, we have some error in multiple cross. We know error in A cross B is little than or equal A cross error number B plus B cross error number A. It's a part of, we know it's a part of in numerical analysis. And three, we have overflow in some entries that are using in Gauss elimination. For example, you consider this matrix 1 0 0 0 1 and go and someone else and others. If we use the Gauss elimination, we have to plus these rows by these rows because I want to see to be a 0. So it will be 0 1 0 0 2. Again, we add first row to third row. Let me first row and third row, this one plus this one to make 0 this. Okay, 0 minus 1 1 0 2. Also for row number 4 and row number 5, we will have this matrix. Again, we use this pivot elementary and use that to make 0 this one, this one, this one. There is some problem. Someone on. Yes, Mrs. have something to say? Please careful. You have translate our PowerPoint. مترجم change that to Arabic and send it to our group in WhatsApp. I know. You can use that. Don't worry about. Yes, I will continue. You can use translate of my PowerPoint later. Okay. Let me return to PowerPoint. Again, to make 0, this one, and this one, we have to plus the second row to the third, fourth row, and 5 row. We will have this element, this entry. Again, we use this entry to make 0 this one and this one. That means we plus the third row to the fourth row. Again, we plus third row to the 5 row. So we have this matrix, and finally we plus fourth row and 5. If you this elementary is this entries, we are here 1, 0, and -1. Just 3 numbers. In absolute, all of them are little equal than 1. And when matrix is per matrix, we have 16 to power 4. Okay, if my matrix has a large dimension, I mean n is very big, we have an elementary that is 2 power n minus 1, and it will be very huge. We will have our flow in Gauss elimination. Okay? So if the dimension is very big, will overflow. It's a problem in Gauss elimination. اگه بود بزرگ باشه سرریز یا overflow داریم. Okay, this is the number 3 of problems in Gauss elimination. So to solve this problem, we start number 2. We have error in multiple or cross. Error in I cross B is little than or equal x e b a cross error of B plus B cross error of A. Okay, we know aij in step 1 is equal ij prior in previous step mi1 cross aij. Changing dry entries in Gauss elimination is can be calculated in this formula. Okay, we used scaling, مقیاس بندی, and we define m under m1 equal the maximum absolute of a1j for j between 1 to n. That means we find maximum entry in the row the first row. We know it's not equal to 0 because if it will be 0, all the entries in the first row will be 0, and the determinant of matrix will be 0. Now we define a1j new in the first row equal a1j old divided by m1. It's a scaling. I think someone has say once Zohre. You want to say anything, Mrs. Zohre? If you have problem in English, okay, I start in Persian. In both cases, you all have problem. Say something, Mr. Ali. No problem. Your mind is active. Asked you, is there anyone who knows English or Persian who can help me? Mr. or Mrs. Sarwar Surur, I don't know. You just type this sentence. Yes, I got. You don't understand what I am saying. Okay. Mrs. or Mr. Mana, I don't know. My connection is good. Your connection, you can see. My connection is good today. Last week we have some problem, but yes, these are some problem in their network, and especially you. If I found you, don't find you. Don't know. Okay. We find maximum entry in the first row, all entry divided to that, also the right hand divided by that. For ith row, the row number I, do again finding maximum in absolute mode, and then divided all entry to that. And we have an example. You can get what I say there. Also, you can also be divided right hand to the mi. Now we have aij new is in absolute mode, is aij old قدیمی in قدر مطلق absolute divided by mi absolute mi. So it is little than equal 1 because mi is a maximum of all of these in the row of I. So we have mi1. We want to calculate mi1. Let's calculate mi1 maximum قدر مطلق maximum absolute mi1 for I between 1 to 10 to n, and if it's appear in the row of p, we change it will be non-zero. We change the first row to the p row. جا به جا میکنیم سطر اول و سطر پیوم. That means we do R1P عمل جابجایی سطر 1 و سطر P. So we have pivot A1E, and this is partial pivoting. We find maximum absolute of AI1 in the first row, and we change that in the first row. So mi1 is minus AI1 divided by AP1 for I not equal P, and for I equal P is minus A11 to AP1. Of them is little than 1. So Aij is little than 1, mi1 is little than 1, and for the second step we have all entry in first. We find maximum AI2 in step 1 for I between 2n. That means we find maximum in the second row, and we change that if it happened in Q. We change the row to the second row. Let me check. Mr. Ali wants to say anything? I don't know what you say in Arabic. Oh, Mr. Haidar wrote something that I couldn't understand that. Mr. or Mrs. Sorur Sarvano, please be careful. You are telling just a sentence. It's not good for you. You have to know English or Persian. Okay? Don't do that again. careful. You have my PowerPoint in Arabic. مترجم change my PowerPoint in Arabic to you. Ali, you are مترجم. آقای علی شما مترجمی؟ چی What you write, Mr. Ali? What do you mean? You are مترجم or you want مترجم? It's so difficult. Life is so difficult, Mr. Nader. I don't know what's your name, Mr. or Mrs. Surserver. You are typing just I can't understand, I can't understand, I can't. So what do you do? What I do about? Difficult and don't understand. Or we'll have an example now. Wait, and you can see that in our example. Okay. In for second row, second clue, we find maximum. It will happen in the row Q, and we change second row I the Q row. Be careful if we didn't consider this error, and M be maximum absolute of IIJ for I and J between 1 to n. We have AIJ in step 1 is AIJ plus MI1 plus A1J. Then in absolute mode, we have AIJ in step 1 is literal equal than AIJ in previous mode and plus MI1 cross AIJ A1J in absolute. This one is little than equal M. This one 2. So AIJ in step 1 is little equal than 2M. If we go to step K, we have this one again, and AIJ there in step K little than equal to cross maximum absolute AIJ in step K minus 1. If it is used in Estegra, we can prove AIJ in step K is little equal than 2 power K cross M. If you see previous example, you can see we couldn't find any help in scaling, قیاس بندی. Please let me explain that. In this example, number 1, we have a matrix here. All entries in absolute are in little equal than 1. All entries are Aij. So we couldn't help in scaling. The maximum of entries here is 1. Maximum entries here is 1. And all of these entries has number 1. So we couldn't use in example, we couldn't find any help in scaling. Okay? Be careful, we have mi1 little equal 1, aij little equal 1, and in this mode, we have multiple cross, ضرب mi1 cross a1j. Okay, if all factor little than equal 1, we don't have this error. It's a numerical analysis. It's not my lecture. It's about your numerical analysis. Okay. So we in example 1, we couldn't find any help in scaling. So to solve second problem, overflow, we can use the maximum complete pivoting, مقیاس بندی کلی. That is, you have to calculate maximum absolute aij for all I and j. If it happened in APQ, row P and column Q, you can do R1P, that means changing first row to the P row، عمل جابجایی سطر 1 و P. And column C1Q, that means commute first column to Q column، جابجایی ستون اول ستون Q. You say in Arabic عمود 1 عمود أحد to عمود Q. But you should consider you have commute E1 and XQ because you change their columns. Okay, you can see an example here to explain all of these that I told you. Consider we have this system: 4x1 minus 3x2 plus 2x3 plus 5x4 is equal 9, and for number second equation, third equation, and fourth equation. First, we use the scale, and then we use partial pivot, and finally we use complete pivoting. مقیاس بندی اول، مقیاس بندی، محورگیری جزئی و محورگیری کلی. So we calculate maximum between 4 minus 3, 2 and 5. maximum will be occur in 5. So we divided the first row to the 5. We have 4 divided 5, x1 minus 3 divided 5, x2, and also in right hand we divided 9 by 5. If you consider all entries here, all of them is little than equal 1 in absolute mode. For the second row, we have 1, 3, 7 minus 2. So we have 2 divided 7. We divided second row by 7. After that, for the third row, we have minus 8 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3. Minus 8 is maximum in absolute. We divided that all entries by minus 8. We have 1 minus 1 to 8 and so on. All entries are little equal than 1 in absolute mode. And finally, for fourth row, we have 1, 4 minus 9, 6. Divided by minus 9, we have this equation. Okay, we have a system that has solution and the same first one. This system and this system have the same solution. This is a scaling. You can continue solving this system by Gauss elimination. But for partial pivoting, if we partial pivoting محورگیری جزئی, we maximum, let me we find maximum in first row. We have 4, 1 minus 8 and 1. I am seeing about factor x1 in first row. 4, 1 minus 8 and 1. It will be 8. It occurs in third row. So we commute first row and third row. We commute first and third rows. That means I do R1 3. جابجایی عوض کردن سطر اول سطر ثانی. ثالث I have some mistake. Yes, 3 in your language will be ثانی. أحد ثاني ثالث ثلاثة. Is there any question here? I heard something. Okay. So we change first and third rows. Minus 8 plus 2, x2 plus 2, x3, 3, x4 equal minus 3. Go to the first row. Second row is same. This one and this one is the same. And third row will be the first row that was in first step. So now if you use this entry to make 0, this one, and this one, you have to multiply also by -8 here, 1 here, and minus for all these friends. It is little than equal in 1. For the third row, -8 will be in the denominator, 4 in top of, and minus for all this factor. منهای 8 مخرج، 4 صورت, and this will be little than equal 1 absolute mode. Also for the last one, -8 will be in مخرج, 1 will be in A صورت, and minus for all of them. It means all Mij, Mi1 in absolute mode is literally equal 1. We show that in this one. We show that here. Okay. It was partial pivoting. And finally, you can continue to do Gauss elimination. Finally, we do complete pivoting. Okay, what's this? Is there any question? Wassam, I don't know. What do you say? Oh, how the method? What? Be careful. If I send you some question, I mention what you should do. And it depends on what problem you want to solve. We have 3. Take the maximum number in row. In scaling, yes. I don't know what's your name. And Mona. Oh, you are. We wrote your name is Mona. Okay. Mrs. Mona, I think. What happened? Again. Bassam, what do you want to say? You raised your hand. Do you want to say anything? No? So, I return. Oh, Mrs. Mona, what's your idea? You say it's divided by 0. It's your question, or your sentence is why 4 divided 5? Yes, let me check. Oh, here, I think you ask. Yes? I think yes. Okay. For scaling, be careful. For scaling, we have 3 methods here. For scaling مقیاس بندی, we have to make all entries here little than equal 1. So we calculate maximum between 4, minus 3, 2, and 5. Maximum between these entries is 5. So I divided the first row by 5. I divided the second row by 7. It's maximum of entries in second row. Maximum entry in third row is minus 8. I divided that. Maximum in the fourth row is minus 9. Got it? Is there any problem? Okay. Can you tell others things that I said in Arabic? Please help me, Mrs. Mona. Say all of that I told you, translate in Arabic for others. Bassam, do you want to sing? You raise your hand. Your microphone is active. Say anything if you want. But you couldn't tell that you can write. If you play, it's better. Okay, thank you. It's kind of helped me. If someone has some problem, please tell me. Raise your hand and I check you. Thank you, Mrs. Mona. Yes, you are female, yes? Because we have some, yes. Thank you. We have some problem. For example, Zohre, Zahra, we have here, and you have Zahra in any cases. Okay, this one method was scaling. I want you continue. Go and do elementaries. Go to elimination Gauss for partial pivoting. We use maximum between 4, 1, minus 8, 1. First column. Maximum will be occur in 8, third row, and we change first and third row. R1, 3. We have this system. The solution of this system is dual system. So you can continue and calculate all of MI. All of them are little equal than 1. So have some problem. I had some rising hand. Okay. You can continue to do Gauss elimination. And finally, we want to come to say complete pivoting. محورگیری کلی. Previous that was جزئی. You know, it's Arabic word. جزئی کلی. So we calculate maximum entries in all of these entries. Maximum 4, minus 3, 2, 5, 1, 3, 2, 6. You can see maximum is minus 9 in absolute mode. So we want minus 9 go to this place. So we have to change these rows and these columns. A43. We do R14, commute first row and fourth row. عوض سطر واحد سطر رابع in Arabic rule. And also C13 عوض عمود واحد عمود ثلاثة I think. So if this column change by this column, we have to change x1 by x3. So we will have minus 9 x1 big, this is x3, 4 x2, x3, that is this one, x3 big is x3, x1, not big, plus 6 x4 is equal minus. The second row, no, not problem. Just these are commute. 7x1 big plus 3x2 plus x1, that is change x3 big minus 2x4 is equal 0. Number, the third row doesn't change, but these are commute. These commute. So 2x1 big plus x2 minus x3 big, that is x1 plus 3x4 equal minus 3. And finally, have fourth row, that is the first row. They are commuted. So 2x3 change 2x1 minus 3x2 minus 3x2, 4x4 4x1 change 4x3 big plus 5x4 equal 9. You can continue. This is maximum entry of all these entries. I mean factor. Okay. We have some profit complete pivoting because you should be careful about commuting مجهولات, some unknown parameter. Example, using incomplete pivoting in the first example. We had an example that's named the first أحد مثال أحد نمونه یک. We had 1 0 0 1 minus 1 1 0 1 minus 1 minus 1 1 1 and this one. In complete pivoting, we have to find maximum entry. Maximum entry is 1. So we don't need any substituting or commute rows and columns. Maximum between 1, 0 and minus 1 is 1. Doesn't change. So we add the first row the second to the second, first row to the third, first row to the fourth. We will have this matrix. Again, we commit 1 0 2 1 maximum between these entries. It will be 2. The first 2 is here, for example. So we can change that to the second column. We want to divide these entries. So we changed second column by column. عمود سه عمود رابع. The previous matrix was here, and after C2 4 we will have this one. So for changing these entries to 0 and this one, we have to cross second row in -1 and add it to the third and fourth row. So we will have this one. The first row doesn't change, second row again, and -1 cross this row plus this one, 0 0 -1 cross this one will be 0 plus 1 will be 1, -1 cross 1 will be -1 plus -1 change -2, and for fourth row can be calculated here. Again, we calculate maximum between 1 -2 -1 -2. It will be 2 in this mode. We change third and fourth column عمود ثلاثة and عمود رابع عوض. Okay, 0 1 -2 -2 0 1 -2 -2 0 0 1 -1 0 0 1 -1. Now we want to use this entry to make this one to the 0. Okay, we cross these rows -1 and add it to the first row. First row and second row and third row doesn't change, don't change. And after multiple -1 to this one, it will be 0 0 0 -1 cross -1 is -1 plus -1 will be -2. If you note, all entries change حد أكثر at least multiple 2. We had matrix here, all entries between 0, 1 and -1, but here we have 1, 0, -1 doesn't have 2 and -2. حد اکثر 2 برابر شده. cross 2. All entries change to twice. I mean, okay. We go to define some matrix that help us to do Gauss elimination, and it's not. They have good. They have بدون مترجم لا تفهم. Mr. Ali, can you read your PDF in WhatsApp group? change my PowerPoint to the Arabic. You bold some unaccept words. In Persian, we say نق کردن. In Arabic, I don't know. I don't know what. Mrs. Mona, can you translate what Mr. Ali said? I don't know. Dr. Ajalat I don't know what your classmate said, Mrs. Mona. They want to delete the lecture. Okay, I agree with you, Mr. Ali. I got. Thank you, Mrs. Thank you. Yes, Mr. Ali, I agree with you. Since we up here because we don't have any translator. Mrs. Mona, please write them. We stop here, and next section we start again. Is there any question? We stop here, students. Excuse me, we couldn't go on. Because later interpreter is not here. In this next section, we will go on. Yeah, we say again these 3 methods in the next section very fast. You can use translator that in Arabic you had. Thank you, Mrs. Mona. And if there is no problem, there is no question, we can leave this class. امام حسین حفظ می کند. Thank you. Sorry about this section. We don't have translator. Yes, I know, Mr. Ahmad. But you have to know Persian or English.